Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, hear me when I tell you this. Your delay is not your denial. Sometimes life will put you on pause. Sometimes your prayers seem like they're hanging in the air with no answer, no echo, no sign of movement. You look at others passing you by, doors swinging wide for them, while your door stays shut tight. You start to wonder, did I miss my chance? Did God forget about me? Did the promise expire, but I came to tell somebody today? Just because it's delayed does not mean it's denied. You see, delay is often divine. Delay is preparation. Delay is alignment. Delay is heaven rearranging things so that when the moment comes, you're not just ready for it, you're able to sustain it. Because what good is a blessing if you don't have the character to carry it? What good is the opportunity if you don't have the strength to stand in it? Sometimes God holds it back, not because you're unworthy, but because it's not ready, or maybe you're not ready, and when readiness and promise collide, destiny is born. Look back over your life. Every closed door taught you something. Every not yet grew you in ways a yes never could. Every season of waiting was shaping, molding, stretching, and maturing you. The very thing you thought you were denied. So don't you dare give up in the delay. Don't throw away your confidence because it's taking longer than you expected. Don't compare your chapter 2 with somebody else's chapter 10. What's for you is still for you. What's promised to you is still preserved. For you, delay is not death. Delay is not denial. Delay is the holding pattern before takeoff. Delay is the rehearsal before the curtain rises. Delay is the seed beneath the soil. It looks buried, but it's really being planted. So lift your head, strengthen your heart, wipe your tears. Your delay is not your denial. The promise is still alive, the future is still ahead, and when it comes, it will be worth every moment you had to wait. Can I get an A? Men, your delay is not your denial. That's not just a phrase to soothe your emotions. That is a truth to anchor your life. Because there are moments when everything in you screams that the answer is no, when in reality the answer is simply not yet. And there is a vast difference between the two. When you are denied, the door is closed permanently. When you are delayed, the door is closed temporarily, and the hallway in between is your season of preparation. It is in that hallway where faith is forged, where endurance is tested, where character is refined. It is in that hallway where you discover who you really are when what you really want is not yet in your hands. Some of the most powerful people you have ever read about, heard about, knew what it was like to be delayed. Every hero of faith has walked through the long corridors of waiting. They were not exempt from struggle, from silence, from seasons where the heavens did not answer right away. But it was not denial, it was delay. And in that delay, something greater was being formed. Think about it. The farmer plants his seed in the ground. If you didn't understand agriculture, you might look at the soil and think nothing is happening. You might believe the seed is lost, wasted, buried. But the farmer knows that underneath the soil, in a place unseen, life is working, roots are spreading, and growth is stirring. The seed is not denied, it's simply delayed. The harvest is on the way, but the process cannot be rushed, and so it is with your life. Just because you cannot see movement doesn't mean there is no progress. Just because you cannot feel change doesn't mean change is not taking place. What is unseen is just as powerful as what is seen. The delay often comes to protect you. You may think you are ready, but sometimes you're only ready for the idea of the blessing, not the weight of the blessing. It is one thing to dream of a promise. It is another to carry it. You may want the stage, but can you handle the scrutiny? You may want the promotion, but can you withstand the pressure? You may want the relationship, but are you healed enough not to sabotage it? Delay is not God ignoring you. Delay is God protecting you until your roots can't handle the fruit. You have to learn how to sit in the waiting room of destiny without running out the door. That's where trust is built. That's where maturity is proven. Anybody can shout when the miracle arrives, but can you remain steadfast when the miracle is still in the making? Can you worship when the answer hasn't come? Can you stay faithful when the doors are still shut? That's the test of delay. Delay strips away the surface level and exposes the foundation. Delay asks you, do you want this only because it's convenient, or do you want this because it's a part of who you are called to be? Many of us misinterpret delay as rejection, but rejection is when the opportunity was never meant for you in the first place. Delay is when the opportunity belongs to you, but it's being reserved until the time is right. Think of it like an inheritance locked away until the heir comes of age. Inheritance is already theirs, but until maturity arrives, it is kept in waiting. If you can understand that, then you'll stop crying over what hasn't arrived yet. You'll stop comparing your pace with someone else's pace. You'll realize that your timeline is not their timeline, and your journey is not their journey. The waiting is not wasted. Every single delay is working something in you or around you. Sometimes delay is about your growth. Other times delay is about someone else's growth. The stage has to be set, the characters prepared, the timing aligned. What you call a delay is often a coordination of circumstances you cannot see. You are not being denied, you are being positioned, and when everything finally lines up, the delay will make sense. You will see that if it had happened earlier, you would not have been able to handle it, or the pieces would not have fit together. So, do not despise the delays in your life. Do not curse the seasons of waiting. Do not give up when the answer tarries longer than you imagined, because the delay is not a denial. The delay is not the end. The delay is the holding pattern that keeps you circling until the runway is clear. The delay is the cocoon that shelters the caterpillar until the wings are ready to unfold. The delay is the hidden place where destiny is nurtured until it is strong enough to be revealed. And when the time comes, and it will come, you will realize that every second of waiting had purpose. Every moment of delay was preparing you for a destiny too great to be rushed. Your delay is not your denial. It is one of the hardest lessons to embrace because delay feels like abandonment. It feels like silence. It feels like being overlooked while everyone else seems to be chosen. Delay can wear on your confidence, eat at your patience, and challenge your faith. But if you stop and look deeper, you will discover that delay is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to develop you. There are things being done in you during the delay that cannot be accomplished in moments of instant gratification. There are strengths being built, lessons being learned, and resilience being born that only time can produce. Sometimes we confuse speed with progress. We assume that because something happens quickly, it is better, and because something takes time, it is lesser. But slow progress is not no progress. Delayed promise is not a dead promise. What you are waiting for is still alive, still moving, still orchestrated by a hand greater than yours. The silence of delay does not mean absence. It means something is happening beyond your sight. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you will stop measuring your worth by how fast your life appears to be moving. Delay will teach you patience, and patience is not weakness. Patience is power under control. It is the ability to stand when everything in you wants to run. It is the ability to endure when everything in you wants to quit. It is the ability to believe when everything in you wants to doubt. That is the gift of delay. Without delay, your faith would never be tested. Without delay, your trust would never be proven. Without delay, your character would never be strong enough to hold the weight of the promise. Delay is also a great revealer. It exposes who is really for you and who is not. When everything is delayed in your life, watch who walks away. Watch who loses faith in you. Watch who gives up on your potential. Delay will show you the truth about the people around you. It will filter your relationships. It will remove the ones who only believed in your success but not in your struggle. And at the same time, delay will reveal to you the people who stand with you, who encourage you, who pray for you, who remind you that delay is not denial. Those are the ones who deserve to walk with you when the promise finally comes to pass. The delay is not just about what you are waiting for. It is about who you are becoming while you wait. Every delay shapes you, chisels you, molds you, and transforms you. Delay makes you appreciate the value of what you will one day hold. If everything came easy, you would never treasure it. If every door opened without resistance, you would never respect the opportunity. But when you have to wait, when you have to cry, when you have to wrestle with doubt and still hold on, when you finally step into that moment, you will know how to value it. The delay gives you appreciation that denial never could. You have to shift your perspective and see delay as preparation. Imagine a construction site. The foundation must be laid deep before the building can rise tall. To the untrained eye, it looks like nothing is happening. The workers are digging, the ground is being torn apart, and it seems like progress is slow. But what's really happening is stability is being created. And the taller the building, the deeper the foundation must go. Your life is no different. The delay is digging deep so that when the promise rises, it will not crumble under pressure. If you can hold on to this truth, you will stop cursing the delay and start thanking it. You will see that the delay is shaping your discipline, strengthening your endurance, sharpening your vision, and expanding your capacity. The very thing you thought was holding you back is the very thing setting you up. What you thought was wasted time is actually invested time. What you thought was stagnation is really foundation. The delay is a teacher, a protector, and a builder. Do not let impatience trick you into settling. Do not let discouragement convince you to give up. Delay is not a signal to quit. It is a signal to prepare. It means something is still working, still moving, still aligning. It means the door is not locked forever. It is simply not ready to open yet. Delay means the promise has not been denied. It is only being preserved until the time is right. Your delay is not your denial. Life has a way of testing that belief. You pray, you plan, you put in the work, and yet the door does not open when you expect it to. You stand in front of opportunities that look promising, only to watch them slip away. You hope for answers, but silence fills the room. And in those moments, it is easy to assume the answer is no. But just because it has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. Delay is not the final verdict. Delay is often the training ground where destiny is shaped. Delay forces you to look beyond what you see. It pushes you to develop a faith that is not tied to calendars and clocks. It asks you to believe even when the evidence is missing, to hold on even when the promise feels faint. Delay is uncomfortable because it requires surrender. It strips away control. It teaches you that timing belongs to something greater than you, and in surrender, you discover strength. You discover that the waiting does not weaken you. The waiting is what strengthens you. Think about the seasons of nature. Winter may last longer than you want it to, but spring always follows. Seeds take time to sprout, and fruit takes time to ripen. Delay is woven into the rhythm of creation itself. You cannot rush a sunrise. You cannot hurry a harvest. And yet, when the appointed time comes, nothing can stop the bloom. Your life follows that same rhythm. The delay is not a denial. It is the space between planting and reaping. It is the assurance that what is promised is still on the way, even if unseen. Delay also protects you from premature exposure. There are blessings that look beautiful but carry weight. If they come too soon, they can crush you instead of grow you. A crown placed on an unsteady head becomes a burden instead of an honor. Success in the wrong season can become sabotage instead of strength. The delay ensures that when you step into the opportunity, you will not just visit it. You will inhabit it. You will not just touch it. You will carry it. The delay is there to equip you for longevity, not just for moments. Many people miss the value of delay because they are comparing themselves to others. You look to your left and your right and see doors swinging open for them while yours remain closed. But their journey is not your journey. Their timing is not your timing. What is appointed for them may not be designed for you. Delay reminds you that individuality matters. You are not running a race against your neighbor. You are walking a path uniquely tailored to your purpose. To compare yourself during delay is to insult the uniqueness of your own destiny. Delay will also teach you persistence. When doors not open easily, you learn how to knock with consistency. You learn how to get up after rejection. You learn how to refine your craft, sharpen your vision, and deepen your resilience. Delay does not destroy your drive, it develops it. Those who succeed without resistance often lack the roots to survive adversity, but But those who have endured delay know how to last. They know how to rise after setbacks, how to fight through obstacles, how to keep moving when momentum slows. Delay builds a strength that speed cannot. Every story of greatness carries chapters of delay. The most powerful breakthroughs were birthed out of seasons of waiting. Delay is not a detour, it is part of the process. It is where you learn patience, discipline, humility, and vision. It is where you grow into the person capable of carrying the promise. Without delay, the promise would be wasted. With delay, the promise becomes sustainable. So when you find yourself in the waiting, remember that the delay is not empty. Something is being constructed in you and around you. The foundation is being laid, the pieces are being arranged, and the timing is being aligned. What you see as stillness is often strategy. What you see as silence is often orchestration. The delay is proof that the story is not over. It is the middle chapter that sets up the ending you have been waiting for. Your delay is not your denial. Delay is the place where impatience wrestles with destiny, where frustration collides with faith, where silence tests the soundness of your belief. It is the place where the vision is clear, but the manifestation is hidden. The hardest part about delay is not the absence of a promise, but the waiting for its fulfillment. Waiting stretches you, waiting unsettles you, waiting reveals how much you trust what you cannot yet see. But waiting is not wasted. Waiting is working. Waiting is weaving together the strength you will need for the next season of your life. Delay is the great equalizer. It does not matter how talented you are, how connected you are, or how skilled you are. At some point you will face a delay, and it is in that place where true character emerges. Delay will strip away entitlement. Delay will expose whether you are chasing applause or pursuing purpose. Delay will ask you to confront your motives. Do you want the blessing for validation, or do you want it for destiny? Do you want the promise because of how it makes you look, or do you want it because of who you are called to serve? Delay makes you answer the questions you could easily avoid if everything came quickly. Think about a sculptor working on a block of stone. To the untrained eye, endless chiseling looks like delay, like time wasted, like unnecessary strikes on hard rock. But the sculptor knows that every strike has purpose, every pause has intention, every angle has meaning. The beauty inside the stone cannot be revealed without deliberate delay, and your life is no different. The strikes, the pauses, the moments that feel like nothing is changing are shaping you into who you are meant to become. Delay is the chisel of destiny. Delay also teaches you endurance. There is something about not getting what you want right away that strengthens the muscles of persistence. Endurance is not built when things happen fast. Endurance is built when things take longer than you thought they would. Endurance is built when you get a not yet instead of a yes. Endurance is built when the journey stretches out farther than your expectations. Delay toughens you. Delay builds stamina. Delay ensures that when the promise finally comes, you will not collapse under its weight, but stand strong enough to carry it. Sometimes the delay is not about you at all. Sometimes the delay is about aligning the right people, the right places, and the right circumstances. You may be ready, but others connected to your promise may not be. You may be prepared to step forward, but the stage is not yet set. Delay is often the unseen alignment of events beyond your control. What looks like a standstill is really a synchronization of timing that ensures when the moment arrives, everything will be in place. If you could see the orchestration happening behind the curtain, you would stop doubting the pause and start trusting the process. Delay can feel like rejection, but it is actually protection. There are doors you thought you wanted that would have led to destruction. There are opportunities you thought you needed that would have drained you dry. There are relationships you begged to keep that would have broken you down. The delay kept you from walking into disaster. The delay shielded you from burdens you were not designed to carry. Sometimes the greatest blessings are the ones that did not come when you wanted them to. The delay saved you even when you did not realize you needed saving. Delay forces you to grow roots before you grow branches. Everybody loves the branches, the visible part, the fruit, the success, the recognition. But roots are unseen, buried, hidden beneath the surface. Delay gives you time to grow roots deep enough to sustain your branches, because branches without roots will snap under pressure. Success without depth will collapse under strain. Visibility without stability will crush you. Delay makes sure your roots go deep enough to hold the weight of the branches you are destined to grow. Delay is not there to discourage you, but to prepare you. It takes time to transform potential into power. It takes time to turn raw ability into refined excellence. It takes time to build the discipline that sustains destiny. Delay gives you that time. Delay refines your skills, sharpens your focus, deepens your wisdom, and humbles your heart. Without the delay, you would not be ready. With the delay, you are made strong, steady, and capable of carrying the promise without losing yourself in the process. Delay is not your denial. It is the assurance that what is for you cannot be taken from you. It is the reminder that timing is not rejection, it is refinement. It is the truth that your story is still unfolding, and the pages yet to be written are waiting for the moment when preparation and opportunity finally collide. Your delay is not your denial. Life has a way of slowing us down when we expect to run. You plan, you prepare, you position yourself, and you expect results. Yet time moves in circles and answers don't come when you call. It feels like being trapped at a red light while the world rushes past you, but a red light doesn't mean the journey is canceled. It means pause until the way is clear. That is the nature of delay. It holds you for a moment, not forever. It protects you until the road is ready, until the path ahead is safe for you to pass through. Delay stretches patience like nothing else can. It reveals the cracks in your faith, the restlessness in your spirit, the need to be in control. Delay asks you to believe in timing beyond your own, to trust that unseen things are unfolding. A delay is not an end, it is a process. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not abandoned. You are being adjusted. There is work happening in you, and there is work happening around you, and neither can be rushed. Sometimes delay is the only thing that keeps you from premature exposure. What good is a stage if you're not prepared for the lights? What good is opportunity if you don't yet have the strength to sustain it? Many doors you thought should have opened earlier would have crushed you if they had. Delay was your shield, not your punishment. It was the pause that preserved you until you had the maturity, the resilience, and the wisdom to manage what you were asking for. The soil understands delay. A seed buried beneath the ground cannot sprout the next day. It must endure darkness, pressure, and waiting. If you judged the seed too soon, you would think nothing was happening. But delay is where life begins, unseen and silent, until the appointed time. You are no different. Your greatest growth often happens where no one can see it. The delay is not proof of death. It is proof of development. Delay also clears the stage. Sometimes it's not you who isn't ready. It's the environment. The people who will walk with you. The resources you will need. The timing that will sustain you. All of these must align. Delay ensures that the puzzle pieces fit together. What you thought was wasted time was really preparation time, making sure that when the curtain finally rises, everything is in place. Delay refines your vision. When answers are slow to come, you begin to see what truly matters. The waiting strips away distractions, clarifies motives, and forces you to evaluate why you want what you want. Delay is where selfish ambition dies and genuine purpose is born. If everything came instantly, you would never examine your heart, but delay demands honesty. It asks you to confront yourself before you can step into the promise. Delay strengthens persistence. Every time you keep moving in the face of silence, you prove to yourself that you will not quit. Every day you stay committed despite not seeing results. You build resilience. Delay creates warriors out of dreamers, builders out of wishers, and leaders out of wanderers. The struggle of waiting hardens your resolve and sharpens your focus. It is not meant to break you, but to prepare you to last. Your delay is not your denial. It is the bridge between promise and fulfillment between vision and reality. It is the evidence that your story is still unfolding, that your time is still approaching, and that the pause you are living in now is not the end of your journey.